Hi, good evening, everyone. I don't know if if anyone is watching this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. Hi, Courtney, Captain. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for coming in. She's not. Mum came and told me the bad news before Dad took her to go and see her. She's not gone. Maybe not. Don't know if she's not gone just yet, but she might very well be soon. I was so worried about how sick she was. She didn't have it's fun. Funny you should guess who just messaged me on Patreon. Doomcock just the one Doomcock himself just messaged me on Doomcock on Patreon asking me, hoping 2022 is treating me well so far. What a time for him to do it! What a time! He certainly picked his moment. He's I'm sorry. This is this is really hard. I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Oh God, I'm a mess right now. I haven't. Thank you, Pacific 414. We haven't lost her just yet, but I imagine that she might very soon we will. Mom said, like I said, Dad's gone to. Dad's just taken Mum to go and see her after she got a call from the hospital saying, well, telling her the bad news. She told us that she had, well, she was very old and very frail, and she's and she's they said she had pneumonia. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. I was just I was this close. I'd received good news this morning that I was almost over COVID. I'd got a test. I took another test this morning. Came back negative. Hoping to get another negative one tomorrow, saying I was in the clear. I knew she was in bad shape, and it was touch and go. I only last saw her some after. Thank you for at least showing up. Thank you for showing up, Magga. We'll talk tomorrow if I feel up to it. Thank you. Yeah, excuse me. Excuse me for a minute, everyone. I need to. My nose is running like a. My nose is running like a. Oh, excuse me. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. But, hey, Revan. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Revan, for that. Alright, so I feel a little bit. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. If I feel up to it. She's not, like you said. She's not. She's not gone. I don't know if she's gone yet, but she will be very soon. My, she was the last, the last time I saw Grandma. She was. I was. I'd gone with Mom to take her home after she came here to visit us for Christmas. It was. She was. She was a. She was a. She was a wonderful person. A wonderful, caring person. We couldn't have. Oh, for fuck's sake! Why? Why? Why did one of these have to pop into this stream? Oh, for fuck's. Any of my other streams, fine, but not this one. Fuck off, you stupid bot. But not this one. And I know, Jill. The only mod I have is Darius, and I don't think he's here. I'll have to take care of it. I'll have to just take care of it myself. Of anyone. Yes, I would like to. I should make more mods, shouldn't I, Revan? Would anyone would anyone would anyone like to volunteer to be a wrench for me? Like, I know, Jill. Jill, would you let can I make you make you a wrench for one of my mods? You know what? That's it. I'm gonna do that. Jill, I'm making you a mod. There you go, Jill. And anyone else? You'll do it, Potato Revan. Thank you. I've just made you I've made you a wrench, Jill, and I've made Revan one. And all right, I'll make Sherry a wrench as well. There you go, Sherry. Well, you want to be a wrench as well, Captain. You want to be one too? You know what? You know what? Sure. You got an itchy This is not. I mean, no. Just remember. I gotta remember, Captain. If I do make you a mod, I mean, and right now I'm definitely not in a mood for any of your, you know. When you light a candle, I don't know why, it just feels nice. It's meant to have a life as they pass. I understand. Thank you very much, Sherry. What can I? No. What can I say about my grandma? She's been a presence in my she's been a presence in my life. I've never saw her. I went to visit her. Visit her and my granddad a lot. When I was little. Sometimes I stayed the night. Stayed the night at her and granddad's house. We slept. She had a. There was a. She had a. We had a bunk. We used to have a bunk bed at that house before she moved out not that long ago. Remember? And then what she used to do, she would always read before we went to bed. We would ask her to read us a bedtime story. It was usually it was usually the Three Little Pigs. We always, no matter how many times she read it to us, always enjoyed it. That's that old book of the Three Little Pigs. I don't know where that book is now. Well, she's my. Yeah. Well, she's the la. She was my last living grandparent. I lost I lost my first grandparent before I was old enough to know him. And then for years and years, it was just my dad's mother, my other grandma, and then and then my and then my other granddad, who she first. I mean, he was the first one I knew who went. He died of a died away years ago of a heart attack. It was very sudden, completely out of nowhere. Took me. I was I was devastated when I came home, and I came home from school that day, and Dad said that said that he'd collapsed while he was helping Grandma take the shopping into their house, and but well, the parent in question is my mom. She was, yeah, she was her mother. I saw, I saw the look on her. She came in to when she came in to tell me the news. I saw the look on her face right before she left. I could tell. I could tell she was obviously in a lot of pain. I never can remember seeing a look like. Can't remember seeing a look like. Last time I saw a look like that on her face. So, if I mean, I'm with how I feel right now. I bet it's nothing on how my mom feels. Like I said, again, dad's taken her to the hospital to see her. And I I almost dread what 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 she'll what she'll what she'll be what stage she'll be in, or what she'll say when she comes back. She was my grandma was she was 91. It was not that long ago, just a week before Christmas, that we celebrated her 91st birthday. And then she came here to celebrate Christmas. Then then I then she stayed, and think she stayed until after New. I think she stayed until after New Year's. No, right, she didn't. A couple of days after Christmas, a couple of days after Christmas, I actually went with mom. I went with mom to take her home, and while mom went to do some errands for her, I went. She, yes, but yes, Revan. She had a good life. She had a really good life. She was she was all she was a lovely woman. She was always happy. She was always delighted to see my mom, to see me and my brother. Always delighted to see us. She was always happy. She was, even I mean, I mean, after she lost granddad, maybe she wasn't quite as quite as happy and full of life as she was, but she still had some of that. She still definitely had some of that spark that she always had. She just went. I think in the end she just went with the flow of things. She was I mean, while she was here with us for Christmas, I spent hours just sitting in the front lounge of the house with her, and I'd have the TV on. She didn't, and she kept saying, I don't care what you put on, just watch what you want. And she kept saying, yeah, yeah, Sherry. Yeah, Sherry, we did. You remember that when I was on? You mean Captain Trek? Captain Trek's stream, right? When I was messaging in the chat while we're out for lunch with her. Yeah, I took her. Did the same thing for her birthday. I only, I only wish, I kind of wish that my only real regret is that I didn't go and see her more often. She always said I was welcome to come and see her anytime, and I was glad. And oh no, again. Excuse me, everyone. Excuse me, everyone. I just need to. Uh, I'll need to go and wipe my nose. I'll be right back. Hey. Alright, I'm back. So, yeah. Yes, Jill. Absolutely, you should. I didn't go and and I probably didn't. I know I didn't. I don't think I really didn't go and see her often enough. I should have gone with. Mum went and went to see her every week, and I think I should have gone with her. I should have gone with her more often, but because more often than not I didn't. Just your grandma. Else forgot who I was. Oh, oh no, oh, Revan. That's terrible. Well, one thing I can be thankful for is Grandma. She never, it never quite got like that for her. She never forgot who any of us were. I mean, maybe she did lose. Maybe she did lose some of her memory, but she never forgot who any of us were. Never forgot. Thank you, pop culture curator. I'm just gonna excuse me a sec. I'm gonna pour myself a drink here. My, your grandma was 92 when she passed. Well, she well she made it past my grandma. She who only just recently turned 91. At least, at least she had one more birthday. We could celebrate with her. What else can I say about her? She was one. She was one of the. She was one of the kindest, happiest, most loveliest people I've ever known. It was just sitting and talking with her was always was always nice. Just you were born on her birthday. Your grandma's birthday, Sapphire Nation. Wow, that's quite a thing. She was. Hey, hi, Time Prophet. Thanks for coming in. Um, I don't. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this going for. I am very. I'm very grateful to you all for showing up on such short notice. Do you think it? Quick question for you all: do you think it was a bad idea to um? I posted the StreamYard link in the chat like I always do. Do you think that was a bad idea, or should I have just left? Do you think I should have just um not done that for this? I don't even think. Yeah, thank you, Pacific 414. I mean, I see Time Prophet, right? 61. God, that's not. That's about my mum's age. You think it's fine to have my door open? Mm. Yeah, you're right, Time Prophet. It doesn't. It never gets easier. You never get over it. I mean, I never get over the loss of my granddad, because every year on the anniversary of his death, I miss him. Thank you, LDG. Thank you. I don't remember dates, so I don't miss my mum on a date. So that's better for me. All right. Well, if that makes it easier for you, Time Prophet, good on you. Good for you. I have to. All right, I will, Revan. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. Yeah. Again, my day started so well with the whole getting over COVID. Now it ends like this. Yes, Time Prophet. She's in the hospital. Why did I need to get rid of that. I need to get rid of that banner. Get rid of that banner. It's just making me feel all the looking at it. It's just making me feel all the worse. I mean, if any, again, no, Time Prophet. They're not here. They've actually gone. If you tuned in at the beginning of the stream, I explained that they'd they'd gone to they'd actually gone to the hospital where she is to go and to see her, so mom can see her. So mom can see her before she goes. What else can I say? Um, uh, like I said, she's been such a. Like I said, she's well, the only. Well, again, well, right now, Time Prophet, the only one I have here at the moment is my brother, and frankly, I and I can't stand him. He has been a he has been the bane of my existence all my life. And that's all I'm gonna and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Maybe maybe when we're, I don't, maybe in a, I don't know, maybe Time Prophet. Maybe that's the way with most brothers. With me and my brother, I don't know. We'll have to wait and just have to see. I learned the hard way that events like this have a strange way of making family appreciate each, even when it looked impossible. Yeah, maybe you're right, Sci-Fi Nation. You have 3 brothers. Well, be glad. Just be glad one of them isn't my brother. I mean, are your brothers really? Are your brothers really bad to you, Prophet? Do you get on? Do you get on with your brothers? Do you not get on with your brothers? I can hear my brother outside the room. He's just doing what he always does. Probably standing at the top of the stairs, muttering to himself. All my brothers are younger than me, Hilda. He probably. Pro- he probably is. He probably is, Time Prophet. He won't. And if he is, he probably won't show it the way. Won't show it the way I am. I mean, who have you? I know. I mean, all of you out there, who have you lost in your lives? No, he's older than me. Not by, not by very, not by very much, but he is older. You lost your dad in 2005. He was 55. Oh, I'm sorry, Sci-Fi Nation. You lost your dad when you were 15, but you're still more I see. Well, I've never had to go through something like that. Thank goodness. This, my, this, my parents have always had a good marriage. I've never seen. In fact, I don't remember ever seeing my parents fight ever. You lost both a grandpa to a fall and heart attack, and great-grandpa due to being 97 last year. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jill. You lost your grandpa. You lost your granddad to a heart attack as well. Yeah, I definitely feel for you for that one, Jill, because again, that's how my granddad went. Completely out of nowhere. Was both sets of grandparents and your parents' mum passed. Oh, I'm very sorry about that, Pacific 414. Your family found out later when researching my family tree that I have lots of relatives I had no idea about. I see. I see, Time Prophet. Wonder how long I'm gonna. How long should I keep this stream going for? I mean, if anyone would like to come in, your dad died of lung cancer. Now they found a notch in my mum's lung. She's oh no. That's awful, Sci-Fi Nation. I'm sorry. Carol's Cookies. Hello. I want to thank you, Carol. Thank you very much. Yeah. I very much appreciate it. Actually, grandparents pass on their DNA to the children, so as long as you're around, Dalek, your grandma is still with you. I suppose if you... Yeah, I suppose so. Time Prophet, yeah. So, quick. Oh, well. Oh, look at... Well, looks like I've got a couple of guests. Hello, Moisey.
Hey.
And hello, Sci-Fi Nation.
Hey, how you doing? I mean, I can gather how you're doing, but
yeah.
Yeah, I actually heard what happened, Dal. Well,
yeah, she's like yeah. I mean, like I've been saying, she's not.
I'm sorry for your grandmother.
Yeah. I don't know if she's. I don't know if she's actually gone yet, but I know, I know, Mom. My parents have. Dad's taken Mom to go and see her after the hospital rang, saying what was happening. She might. So I guess I'll know when they come back.
and you know, Dalek, don't feel bad for putting your link up there, man. That's what we're here for. When one of us, is in need, that's when this community is at its best. We all come together to help each other.
Yes, yes, I understand. Thank you. Thank you, Sci-Fi Nation. Jeez. My earliest, one of my earliest memories of of her is when she and Granddad took me and my brother when we were very little kids. She went to this this place in Wales called Llangollen. Went to this heritage railway. This heritage railway. We have a lot of those here in the UK. And we stood on this bridge on this ramp leading down to the platform of this Llangollen station where I think they were doing a Thomas the Tank Engine themed day that day, and we were standing on that path waving Thomas the Tank Engine flags as the train went past. That became one of my favorite. That became one of my favorite places.
As a kid.
And this one. Is that it? Yes, Time Prophet. I think it is. It is near. It's not too far. It's not too far from Llandudno. It's in the same it's in the same part of Wales as Llandudno. It's not that far away. Used to collect Thomas the Tank Engine books. Yeah.
My nephews used to love watching that show when they were younger, the Thomas the Tank.
Yeah. I used to watch that. Used to watch Thomas all the time, and
same thing.
Those books.
Same thing. I've actually liked to watch Thomas the Tank Engine back in my childhood on PBS Kids.
Oh, right. Yes. Well, if you watched it there, that means you got the terrible US narration, not the proper UK one.
Well, they still had British sounding narrators or voice actors. I'm not sure if it was like a US version of it or if it came from the UK, but
trust me, a US version of it does exist. It has been. Sorry about that. My mic cut out for a moment there. This fucking laptop of mine, it keeps doing that.
So, what were you about to say?
I was about to say that there is a yes, Ringo Starr. Yes, Time Prophet. Ringo Starr did the original British version. You're right.
Ringo Starr, as in from the Beatles?
Yeah, the very same.
Nice. Well, Thomas the Tank was a little after my time. I grew up more with Shining Time Station, where George Carlin was Mr. Conductor.
Of course you did. I had a feeling you might say Shining Time. I've come across that online, and frankly, I think it's awful. It's a
You got
it's
you got to
not
look at
the
when it was
it's a
made.
it's a disgrace to Thomas.
I mean, yeah, if you put them side by
It's a
side, it is.
It's not the proper way Thomas should be shown. I'm sorry, it has to be said. I was surprised to learn that Ringo Starr himself actually took part in some of the earlier episodes of that as Mr. Conductor. Because it's a bit weird. It's a bit of a weird thing. There's the original British dub which Ringo did, and then they did it. He actually did another separate US dub, which was basically him reading most of the same lines, but adding in American phrases like saying freight cars instead of trucks, and
and like trucks instead of lorries and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that, using American terms instead of for trains and things instead of British terms.
Oh, to be honest with you, I didn't even know the UK term for truck was lorry till I played the original Call of Duty. So
Yeah. What you call trucks in the States, we call lorries.
In the kingdoms?
In the kingdoms? Here, yeah. I don't know if they call them lorries anywhere else. And one thing I noticed about I've seen quite a few of the US dubbed episodes of Thomas, and one thing they refuse to call the Fat Controller the Fat Controller. They just call him Sir Topham Hatt all the time.
Yep, that's the version that I used to see on TV. Yep.
Well, for me, he was always the Fat Controller.
They were probably trying to be politically correct.
Oh,
for
God's damn it!
For fuck's sake!
I don't know. Maybe that's not the right term, but when you're showing a show to kids, you don't call somebody on the screen fat. At least over here.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah,
that's why he was called the Fat Controller.
I know that's but that's probably a cultural difference between the US and UK.
Yes, his name was Sir Topham Hatt, but that's his name. But in the proper version of the story, he's called. Everyone knows him as the Fat Controller.
No, see, I just learned something new because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually did not know that he was called the Fat Controller. When I remembered the name, Mr. Top Hat.
Sir Topham Hatt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I must not have even seen the original UK version, because as soon as you said Sir Topham Hatt, then yeah, that's the version I've seen, which was probably the same shows just with American dub on it. Like you said.
Look, he was referred to as Sir Topham Hatt sometimes, but the majority of the time he was referred to as by his nickname, which was the Fat Controller.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just saying, as far as it being a kid's show, it's probably just a cultural difference. With the dub, as far as the dubbing goes.
wonder what the Canadian dub looks like.
Yes, Time Prophet. He was always the Fat Controller in the books as well. Not. This wasn't
Well,
just in the show.
the
This wasn't just in the show.
Canadians. Oh, I'm
This
sorry.
wasn't
Go
just
ahead.
in the show. This wasn't just in the show. This came from the original Railway Series books, the Fat Controller. In fact, here's an interesting fact you probably don't know. In the very early books, he wasn't called the Fat Controller. He was known as the Fat Director. Which I think in the official story he got a promotion, and it went from being the Fat Director to the Fat Controller. And I think there's like in fact I think over the years that the original Railway Series books was set, I think there was at least 3 or 4 Sir Topham Hatts who carried the moniker of the Fat Controller. I think yeah, one was the original one was called. I know there was one called what was called Sir Stephen Topham Hatt.
Oh, so one actually had a proper name.
Well, no, in the original, in the official. If you research the originals, the official story, that they all had proper names. I think one was called Bertram, one was called and then he had and his son or grandson was called Stephen, and he later grew up to take on the moniker of the Fat Controller as.
I thought it was just a pretty cool kid show. I never knew there was like that much lore and history behind it.
If you really look into it, there's a lot of lore to Thomas than you might think. Right, look, I'm a UK kid. I grew up with Thomas. I grew up with the Railway Series books. I know. I like to think I know this stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I'd probably be, doing the same thing if we're talking about it, an American kid show I grew up on, that I was really into. So don't feel bad, but that's fine.
Vince. Oh, hi BK. Thank you very much. But what do you mean you never had a name? Yes, he did, or they did over the years. Okay, maybe not in the series, but in the books, he certainly did.
Hey, Dal. If you ever grew up with Thomas the Tank Engine in the UK, since you did grow up with Thomas the Tank Engine, that is.
I did. Yes, I did grow up. I did grow up with Thomas. Yes.
But have you ever heard of the dark episode where it's involved death?
What dark episode? But wait a minute. Is this from? Wait a second. You're not talking about. There's only one episode I can think of where they actually show something like that.
Yep.
Wait, are you talking about Duncan Gets Spooked? Well, are you? What was the name of the episode?
I think he was hoping you would remember.
I haven't even seen I haven't even just seen the darker episode in my life in my childhood. Well, not until I saw it on YouTube.
Okay. What? Well, if you can't remember, if you're not sure about the name, what happens in the episode? I'll tell you if you're right.
It kind of just actually kind of just involves that this train is gonna be bricked alive.
But that you're talking about. You mean the sad story of Henry?
Well, maybe.
You're talking about you? Was he a green tender engine who got bricked up in a tunnel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad story of Henry.
Yeah, to say this, the story is kind of dark.
Yeah, I know, but I grew up with that story. I've watched that episode countless times.
Might have been a dark episode, but it's not like the U.S. doesn't have its dark episodes in kid shows either. I mean, tons of them.
You know, the U.S. toned that episode down. Because at the end, when the Fat Controller is gonna brick Henry up in the tunnel, he says to Henry, "We will take away your rails and leave you here for always and always and always." You know what he says in the U.S. dub?
What?
When he says we will take away your rails and we will leave you here for the and I think leave you till I think he says something like we will leave you here till you learn to be a better behaved engine or something like that.
Oh yeah, till you learn your lesson. Yeah.
That's basically what he says in the US dub. That's not what he says in the UK dub.
That sounded stupid in the US dub. I mean, they just take away the rails and also brick him up until he becomes a good train. That sounded stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. We will leave you here for always and always and always. That's what he was meant to say.
Also known as for eternity. The UK actually made that show dark for trapping Henry for all eternity. But in the US,
no. Don't blame the people. Don't blame the people who made the TV show. Blame the person who wrote the original book, because that's pretty much how it went. Blame.
Yeah, you got to go back to the original author for the meaning.
The story. That episode is based on the story that the Rev. I mean, look right here. Thomas were written by the Reverend W. Wilbert Awdry. But he wrote the original not Thomas the Tank Engine books, the Railway series books. And hang on. Oh, hello, BK Dan.
Hi.
Hey.
So what are you doing up so late, Doc?
Well, didn't you see? Well, didn't you
I
see?
saw the name, but yeah, but it's like 1 o'clock in the morning for you. Did that just happen?
It's actually 4:48 in my time.
It's coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning here. Yes.
Yeah. Was that today for you?
What?
Did she pass today?
I don't know if she's passed yet.
Okay.
Because she's either passed already or she's very close to it. I'm not quite sure. I don't know yet.
Okay.
My mom came to me and said that she just the hospital had just called, and she came in and said Grandma's dying.
Yeah.
Dad, and then that Dad was gonna go and take her to go and see her. So that's where they've gone.
Okay.
So she's not. So I'm not. So I don't know yet if she's actually gone yet. But I know she's
It's
about.
near time. Yeah.
She's very near.
Yeah.
She's. I know she's going.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, dude.
And is the hospital for grandma's house was at least it's usually about half an hour's drive away from here. So yeah, it might be very late before Mum and Dad come back.
Mm-hmm.
I am here completely on my own with just me and my brother.
Yeah. So how are you handling?
I think at this point I'm handling a little better than I was when I actually started this stream, because at the start, as I'm sure all of you in watching this could hear, I was I could barely keep it together.
Well, I just got on because I just saw you were on. I was like, wait a minute, he's on. I clicked on. I was like, okay. I saw the title of it. I was like, oh. I gotta make sure he's okay. That's what my thought process was. You know.
I think that's what all of our thought processes were. I mean, we saw the title, we came in, we heard him. You know, this guy needs a shoulder to lean on, and that's what we're all about in this community. So.
Yeah,
Well,
he needs a hug.
I'm on the other side of the pond, so I can't lend my shoulder, but I got an ear.
There you go. It's the thought, really. I mean,
Yeah.
just showing up and being there for him. I mean, I think that really helps more than,
Someone
can be
that's been
expressed.
there. Someone that's been there a few times.
Mm-hmm.
No, Time Prophet. They didn't. They just said they were going and left. I mean. Actually, Mum said I should. She said I should let you know now. Before. So it's not. And that was right. That was right before she left. And again, the look on her face when she said it.
She was kind of trying to give you a heads up so it wouldn't be as big of a shock when she called with news, maybe.
I mean, for the last few days, the news about Grandma had been bad, because saying that she'd had an to put it, I won't go into detail, but let's just say she had an incident at her house, and then she was taken, and my uncle came up to put things in order back at her house. Grandma was taken to hospital, and then Mum kept me updated about what was going on, and she said she was they said she had pneumonia, and also that at one point they said she needed to be isolated because apparently she'd been in contact with someone who'd been tested with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thankfully she didn't have COVID herself.
That's good.
they determined that.
Yeah, that's good. She didn't have the COVID, but still, pneumonia at any age is nothing to mess
pneumonia.
with.
Right.
And in fact, the most just earlier on today, the most devastating thing before this was that apparently Gunbar actually said that if something happened, if her heart stopped at any point, she said she didn't want resuscitating.
Yeah. The DNR papers. Yeah. I had to sign those for my mother when she went. That was back in 2002.
I can relate to getting the phone call. My aunt had called my dad, and my mom called me. But what wasn't known to me or even my mom, they were divorced, but they were still good friends. He had been getting he died of lung cancer, but he had been taking treatments and everything. And when it finally kicked into its final stage, I guess he kept my aunt up to date. And then one day, he didn't show up for work because he worked at the prison there in the town where he lived. And the neighbor, one of the neighbors a couple doors down worked with him. Went knocked on the door, and the dogs were just going crazy inside. And they got their way in and found him laying there, got him to the hospital, and found out it had advanced to the final stage. And from that happened the day before I got the phone call. Within 2 weeks, he was gone. As soon as I got the call, I was up there.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know he had anything wrong with him. That's how private my dad was, and stubborn. He's gonna beat this thing, and that's probably where I get some of that from. But it was just a shock because I didn't even know he was sick until I got that phone call.
Yeah. You see, I was opposite with my mother. I was with her almost every day towards the end. And she died in the nursing home. She had lung cancer. She was going through chemo, and she lost her hair. And eventually she said, this is May of 2002. She said, take me off the chemo. I want to die with a full head of hair. And,
See, my dad never went through chemo. What happened was, there's 4 stages of lung cancer, right?
mm-hmm.
Right. And I think what happened with him was it jumped from stage 2, and then stage 3 hit him when he was on the floor. It just only took a matter of days because he never took no chemo, but he was still seeing a doctor for
Mm-hmm.
some kind of pill treatment or something. But it wasn't chemo because he still had all of his hair. And when I got the phone call, I went up there. I took the 2-hour drive. I went up to where he is. And I stayed with him for those last, week and a half, however long it was. Basically on death watch. There's no better term for it.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, I mean, up until I got that phone call, I had no idea he'd even been dealing with that because of how private he is and stubborn and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but I was there for the last, however many days it was.
Right.
And it's nothing I'd wish on anybody. I tell you that.
No,
As
it's
soon
not
as
fun.
stage 4 hits, that's it. I mean,
Yeah. She had stage 4, and it was still growing, and it was spreading into her bones and whatnot at the end. And No bueno.
Yeah, no bueno. The best we could do for him was give him
The morphine drip.
the morphine. Well, it wasn't really a drip. It was like these plastic capsules that we put into a machine,
Okay.
and
She
he
had the
kind of
drip?
breathed them in because he didn't want to be in a hospice. He didn't want to be in a hospital. He wanted to be at home.
Mm-hmm.
So we had hospice come to the house, set him up in the living room, and that's where it took place. We honored his wishes
Yep.
with his family around, and he was at home.
The only thing I didn't do as far as my mother's wishes was she wanted to go full code, but I signed the DNR papers the day before she went because she was stage 4 morphine drip, really in and out of it mentally, and I talked to family and we all decided, yeah, what kind of life is she going to live?
Right. I don't remember the DNR thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
my aunt had control of that. But with him wanting to be at home when he passed, I think that was pretty much a given.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't have a heart monitor hooked up, any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was just in a bed with his family and the medication. And
Yeah.
he was coherent right up until the last few hours because I remember this. My girlfriend at the time, her birthday was on April 28th.
Mm-hmm.
And this was so out of character for him, but it showed how much he cared without showing. On her birthday, he said, let me talk to her. So I called her up. She was still back in the other town where I came from. And he wished her a happy birthday. And then about 6 hours later, he passed away.
My mother, I was with her when she went, and about 10 minutes before she went, she asked about my brother. She asked about my brother. She said, "How's Sean doing?" I told her how he's doing, and she said, "Oh, that's good." And she had about 10 more minutes of the morphine and whatnot, and then she went. Right then, she just wanted to make sure Sean was okay. Because he was the problem child, and he was the one still using drugs and drinking and whatnot, and she wanted to make sure he was okay. And that's how she went, knowing that he was okay.
She just wanted that peace of mind.
Yep. Like I said, 10 minutes, and she was gone.
Hang on a minute. I think they're back. I think my parents are back. I can hear them downstairs.
You want to step away and ask them what's going on?
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I think I should.
Okay.
I should go.
Okay, we'll chat amongst ourselves while you step away.
Yeah, you do what you need to do, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna end the stream here. You feel free to
chat amongst ourselves.
Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I'm just gonna go and talk to my parents, especially I'm gonna give my mom a hug.
Yeah. See you in a bit.
So I'll be hopefully back soon.
Okay.
Yeah. And speaking of my mother, the one thing I haven't even mentioned is that my mother has 2 type diabetes.
I have type 2 as well, yeah. Which is why I drink a lot of water.
Yeah. Since then, my mother has 2 type diabetes. That hasn't even bothered me since. I just still keep eating other junk food.
Yeah, when I was in my late teens and early to mid 20s, I had the opposite. I had hypoglycemia, which is low.
Yeah, that's how mine started, was hypo.
And it constant thirst to this day, constant thirst. Water, 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 tea, coffee. I gotta have something, you know. And I'd rather not. I'd rather it wasn't soda pop or,
Right.
you know, whatever all the time. I'd rather water, tea, coffee. At least those three things, aren't really gonna do that much damage to me. So.
Right. Especially if you use like Splendor or Equal or something.
Oh, no. If I use anything, it's gonna be pure sugar.
The real stuff.
The real
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Even, I mean, soda pop. I mean, yeah, I'll get a fountain pop or I'll get a can of soda. But anytime I see this made with the real sugar, I'll buy the shit out of that because it is so much better for you. Your body can actually process real sugar. That high fructose stuff. I mean, even like ketchup, mustard, all kinds of condiments. It doesn't matter what you buy. That high fructose stuff is in all that stuff, and that's what causes a lot of those problems. And I try my best to stay away from it. Or at least if I do have it, it's in moderation, very small moderation.
I drink diet soda,
I won't touch it.
Diet Mountain Dew.
I won't touch
stick with my
diet.
caffeine.
Nope,
That's
I
the only
won't
diet
touch
soda I
diet.
do. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I prefer regular Pepsi.
I
it's
can't
just
do it.
with the diet sodas. What the stuff they use to replace what's in the regular stuff is even worse than the stuff that's in the regular stuff.
Not Diet Dew. I found. Diet Dew has Splenda.
Oh, see, yeah, that's one of the things I won't touch.
I'm addicted to Splenda because I can't do sugar. And I can't stand Equal or Sweet and Low. So.
Okay, so you can't handle the sugar, but the Splenda works for you. Okay, yeah, I mean, if that's what works for you, then yeah.
I haven't tried Stevia yet.
What's it called?
Stevia. It's a white packet with the green lettering. Stevia. Or
I haven't heard of it.
Stevia. Yeah. Walmart's carry it a lot. A lot of Walmart's carry it.
It's not like an off-brand of NutraSweet, is it? Because that's horrible.
Yeah. Besides, that wouldn't affect me anyway. I'm not a lab rat in California. It gives lab rats in California cancer.
Oh, there you go.
But I'm not a lab rat in California, so so I'm fine.
Another ingredient to watch out for is aspartame.
Oh
that
God!
Can make you up bad.
Oh God! Yes. Oh, that will mess you up.
Yep. And it doesn't take that much of it either.
No.
And the sad thing is, it's USDA approved. It's like, how?
Yeah.
How is it approved?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, mess you up.
I guess they didn't even give a reason why they approved that.
Well, the corporation paid for all the whatnot, and the money. Yep. Money.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
We don't have a democracy. We have an oligarchy. Money talks. Poor people walk.
Yep.
Unless it caters to the message.
Well, yeah. If it fits the narrative, then yeah.
Yeah. But no one buys into that anymore. They're actually just sick to death about that.
Yeah, I mean, they pushed it so far and so hard. It's like the people finally woke up. Well, most people, and they're like, okay, you got these people saying this, these people saying that. Yeah, you're gonna have the hardcores on each side, but most common folk are like, why are we even fighting about this crap? Let's just sit down and have a conversation and get done what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why Star Wars is failing, and a lot of Star Wars fans are moving into the Halo franchise.
I've been into Halo since the early 360 days, so I'm glad Star Wars fans are finally catching up.
Yeah.
That was the only time I ever played Halo was in the 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the Master Chief Collection now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know my
speaking
son's
of the Master
upstairs.
Chief,
My son's upstairs with his Halo right now.
well, speaking of the Master Chief Collection, the Master Chief Collection is the first Halo game I've played. I've never played any of the Halo games in my life.
Something wrong with your connection, Moises?
Huh? Oh, probably it's just a broken connection, but
Yeah.
it always comes back.
Okay. You came through kind of scattery. That's why I asked.
Yeah. So, anyways, the Master Chief Collection is my first Halo game I've played since I never played any of the Halo games in my entire life.
Well, that's a good place to start if you never played.
Yeah, yeah, but I've already beaten the Master Chief Collection. Hell, even my first Halo game in the MCC is Combat Evolved.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good game too. Yep. I haven't
Yeah.
found a Halo game yet that I don't like really. So, I mean, even Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2 wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the skirmish modes for Halo Wars. And as for the campaign, well, the campaign's great, but there are a lot of unbeatable levels that are there. Like that Scarab level.
You want unbeatable? Play Serious Sam. I hear they have a new version out, and it's on the Xbox One. I'm gonna get it. I think it's on Game Pass actually, so I might either play that because they have cloud gaming now on Game Pass Ultimate, where I don't even have
Really?
to download the games. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
I have
you
the
go to
Game
your
Pass.
when you go to your Game Pass, like you go to like in a menu and say My Games and Apps,
Mhm.
and then you click on that, and then you go to Game Pass, and you know everything's all the games they have their own little whatnot with the name, and if it has a little cloud on it, you can just connect right to the cloud and play it.
All right. Okay. Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back. Sir.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Well, it's official. She's gone.
Oh my.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah. So sorry, man.
Sorry, dude.
You need a hug, Dal?
I've just had one with my mom.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sending out a virtual hug if you need it.
yeah.
Thank you.
My arms
I
aren't
know
long
how
enough.
this.
My arms aren't long enough to reach from the States to you, so I can't help you there.
Apparently,
Sorry.
from what Mom told me, apparently she was by the time they got to the hospital, she was already gone. They didn't get to her before she went.
Oh, wow.
Time Prophet brings up a good point. Do you want to go so you can go be with your parents right now? It's totally up to you. It's whatever you decide.
And definitely understandable if you say yes.
Yeah. I mean, like, we will leave the stream if you want to end it.
Yep. And we'll still be here when you decide to come back.
Yeah.
We'll stand by you whenever you're ready.
Jill had to go. I gotta go now. Please hang in there, and whoever's here for you and many more in our we don't even know yet. We'll be with you soon. Thank you very much, Jill. Mom, again, like his mom said that um, she, they said that apparently the nurses told her she went quick and peacefully, like she was, like she, it's almost like she, like, almost like she went in a sleep.
Yeah.
She went quick. So,
I guess if if they have to go, that's probably the best way, you know, compared
Yeah.
to some of the alternatives out there. At least you can take solace knowing that she isn't in pain anymore.
Yeah.
no, she's not. She. She's. She was. She was. She's one. She was one of the most. She was one of the most. She was one of the loveliest, most wonderful people I've ever known. She really was. She was.
She gave you a gift. She showed you what it meant to truly be human and truly be good to others.
Yeah. I know. I know how that feels. By the time where my dog died,
Maybe. Maybe I. Maybe I should go and. Yes, Sherry, you're right. You're absolutely, of course. She. She had a. She had a. She had an amazing and very long life, and again she was 91. She 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 had she had she had a wonderful man for a husband who she was married to for so well over 50 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
When we lose people, it hurts us more than it hurts them. And I find, for myself at least, that celebrating the person's life that just passed on helps in my grieving process, to celebrate who they were, the life they had, celebrate the happiness and the joy that they brought.
For me, it's telling the stories of the good times. That helps a lot.
Maybe I should maybe I
Go
should
visit
end the
mom.
stream. Maybe I should end the stream here and go spend some time with Mom.
Yeah.
Okay, bud.
Well, I always in all of my streams I always say thank you everyone who tuned in, but really this time around I can't thank you enough. Thank you, just thank you so much for coming, for showing up for this on such short notice. Thank you.
Anytime you need us, bud.
You're quite
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Yeah. If, if, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here.
I follow you, so look for me on your Twitter. DM me if
Yep.
you want. I'll,
Yep,
I'll,
same.
I keep my Twitter tab open, okay?
Yep. Same here, Dalek. Same here, bud.
I told one thing I told Mom about that I did this stream for Grandma. I think she
Mhm.
I think it's safe to say she was definitely grateful. She asked to she asked if she could see it at some point, and I said, I've said it's on YouTube, anyone can see it. And I said,
Yeah.
it's
And maybe, down the road in a few days or a couple weeks, when she does watch it, maybe it'll help her. I hope it does, because we're here for you, bud. We're here for you. Not only you, but your parents too. This doesn't just affect you; it affects your whole family.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Mhm.
It affects all of us, especially my mom, because that was her mother. She just lost.
Yeah.
And she's already, and this is and I mean, we already suffered that kind of loss before because she just I think it was like I'm not sure when, it was years ago now. She lost her father as well. Her mother, it's Grandma's husband, my granddad, and his death was very, very sudden because he just collapsed of a heart attack completely out of the blue. But at least with Grandma, she's at least we could kind of see it coming.
Yeah.
Because she was in hospital. Because she was already very sick, and
Yeah.
she'd had a couple of, I think she'd even had a couple of accidents at her house because of how frail she was.
Well, when the time is right, let your mom know that we're all here for her just as much as we are for you.
Definitely.
So if she if she wants to watch this, please let her know. This is done in the greatest respect, especially considering the circumstances. And we are here. This is what this community is about.
And again, this, and I probably said this like several times already, but I get this news just not on the same day. I was pleased because I'd tested negative for COVID after testing positive for it on New Year's Eve. So, oh well. Anyway, I think. No, I mean, normally at this time on a Friday, I would now head over to go and watch Doomcock for Friday Night Frolics.
Yep.
Because it's nearing that time when he does that.
Same thing.
I just tweeted at you so you got my account now, okay?
But
I just tweeted at you, so
I think for this time I think under these circumstances
you gotta take a pass.
I'll take a pass on Friday Night Frolics, or I'll tune in later because I'm gonna go and spend some time with Mom.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good idea to me, bud.
definitely.
Go be with your family.
Yeah, and another note: every time a person dies, I've actually played "God Save the Queen."
That
It's not a laughing matter, though.
Yeah.
no, of course it isn't. Sorry. No, of course it is.
Well,
That's
in my own way, playing this song kind of means that every time some person that we knew, some person that we care about dies,
all right.
There's a damn bot in the troll bot. I just saw it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
couldn't
God.
get rid of it, but I reported
Damn
it.
Oh, hello, Brandon. Yeah, thank you. Right. I
So-
think yeah, I think I'm gonna end things here.
Sounds good,
Okay.
man.
So so to every single one of you who tuned in, who coming to you guys to all you guys for coming on, all of you in the chat, thank you, truly, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here for
Anytime, man. That's what we're here for.
be here for
Yeah.
this.
yeah. And also, if anyone has a Discord, my Discord ID is Moisamugia number 8790. Moisamugia out. And I'm sorry for what happened, Dal.
You know, it's all right. Yes, thank you, Moses. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna end. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much to all of you. And I'm gonna end the stream here. So I'll see. So yeah, goodbye for now, everybody. I'll see you
Bye-bye, Dala.
again. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'll see you again soon. So
I'll be up for a few more hours. So yeah. Okay.
So again, thank you and good night. Good night, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Good night.